Second half, Dennis, just give yourself too much to do.
Our completion rate was poor in the first half. We're down 60%, which just give ourselves a chance. They started to win the ruck. They got out from dummy half really well, like they do. I say you thought when they lost Matty Russell, things might have changed a little bit in our favour, but the lads that came on did a decent job. They worked hard. It was a messy game all over, really. I don't think it was a classic, so to speak. Like I said, scoreline was pretty close at times. I was a bit disappointed with the double movement try. I just don't know what, if it's a double movement, it's whether he gives a try or not. I'm disappointed with the forward pass call as well. I thought it was pretty borderline as well. That came out of his hand backward. So they're not getting the rub of the green, and not to say that we win the game on the back of that. I just felt that there's a couple of things that aren't going our way. Overall, we just need to keep getting better. So we got Chris Dean was back tonight, which was a lot real positive as well. I thought he looked really strong on that edge. So I was happy with his contribution. John Mel a little bit better, Alex Jarrett a little bit better. So we're just relying too much on Jordan Johnson. Had a good game, but he's week in, week out, just having to do that job for a young kid with no support as well. Like I say, he's going to end up being a pretty big asset to us over the years, but at the moment, not having Lloyd and not having Aaron Jeremiah about it's a tough call on him.
I've got to ask you about Chris Houston. He seemed to make contact with the referee. Doesn't look great on the telly. I don't know what your view of that was near the end.
I couldn't really say. I was watching the ball that way and I saw the referee on the floor and I thought, as you do, shit. Like at the moment, he didn't go anywhere near the referee, and depending on the interpretation of whether they feel Chris could have slowed down or the referee's got to stand somewhere. He's got to be on the field. Although sometimes you could do without him, but I think tonight, like I say, he's got to be there, and it's just see how the disciplinary go. Who knows at the moment? It's throw the coin in the air and see what comes down. Sometimes I wish I had. Interpretation of the ruck, penalties. What's a penalty? It's hard to coach it when you don't really know what you're getting penalised for at times. You can see some of the obvious ones, but then you're seeing some, and then they're giving some that aren't penalties that you don't think are penalties. So it's really hard to coach a way that you feel that you can stay disciplined when you're not really sure what some of the penalties are for.
When a couple of calls go against you in a game, you have to sort of basically guard against the players getting too down about it, saying, it's always us, it always happens, or after a sort of thing.
I think we're guarding ourselves at the moment with anxiety. The anxiety, I think that first half we started pretty well, and then we make a couple of errors. We're trying to play. We make a couple of errors and we start getting a bit anxious again, and then we end up forcing some stupid ball, and then all of a sudden we overexert ourselves, and some of that, like I say, a couple of penalties. Players just overstretching and trying too hard. They're in bad positions, so they're not like they're giving up or there's no lack of effort there. It's just really poor execution and some poor technique for some of the lads that we, as a group, we just need to keep working on. It's like I say, they're highlighting it every single week, but confidence. You live with confidence. It's one of those kind of, you don't really know where it comes from. You live with it and you die of fear. And at the moment, we're dying of fear at the moment because we're frightened and we're fatigued and we're anxious. But again, and that's on the back of the last week. And I thought the second half we showed some positives. Just wish I had a week now to work with them to get it ready for the next game.
Did you get anybody back for Monday, guys? Have you lost anybody else tonight?
I'm hopeful that I could have Lloyd White and Jack Buchanan back in the mix as well, and like I say, Corey Thompson didn't play tonight, just wasn't selected, but will be up for selection on Monday, and the same for Tom Gilmore. So we've got a couple of players that are just on the edge of it that will come into the side on Monday. But I think I've lost Matt Whitley through concussion, so he won't be able to play Monday. So see how quickly turn around with Chris, what they see on the back of that. I don't know. Like I say, I've not looked at it yet. I've not seen the incident, so whether I feel that a long striding fella can sidestep the referee or not. It was a good tackle, or somebody told me.
Done well to get up, hasn't it?
I thought he might have broke something. He usually breaks something, Phil, when he falls over.
Are you happy with the effort tonight, Dennis? Because I know you were.
Yeah, no, I think you can tell in the demeanour the way I'm in here as well. You saw it, and I'm pretty optimistic about the group. And what I've been looking for, I'm starting to see they say Alex was pretty good tonight in his 2 stints. His playing the ball speed's gone up. His contact. There's things that we need to do better defensively. But Christine made us a lot stronger on that edge. Thought he offered lots of threat, which we've been lacking a little bit with our back rowers. And the pressure on our back rowers, he's probably been playing a little bit too long minutes. So if I pulled Tom Olsen, who's played 2 years in the Championship, and expect him to play every week in Super League, he started okay, but it's just starting to wear him down. What he needs is just a little bit of a freshen up and some different minutes and a bit of coaching now, and instead of just week in, week out throwing him out there and expect him to get better. I said he's a real good player there, but I expected too much of him early on. I think that can be said. Matt Whitley on the back of last year had a good year, but he's still only a young man. Things are a little bit different than the second year when you're trying to play well. So we've got a little bit of that in us, but overall, we want to win. It's a win and loss game. But I thought I saw some things tonight that made me think that if we can build on that, then there's wins in us.